All right, ladies and gentlemen, today this is Paul Pawela with American Police Hall of Fame and Museum TV. We are extremely honored to be in the presence of the legendary John Farnam. John and I go way back, I think, I want to say 1985 or 86 sometime frame around there that I had you down and that we started a couple of courses down there. And
that was AD, I believe.
Yeah, it certainly was. John has many accolades to his credits. One is he's considered one of the top 4 fathers in American modern pistol craft. And John, I want to welcome you so very much. I love you very much.
Well,
it's great to see you. Why don't you let's start off a little bit about your background to our viewing audience and give them a little information about yourself.
Well, I'm no one special.
That's not true.
I think I'm just older than most of the people here. I was a young second lieutenant in Vietnam and was medevac when I got at 51 days when I got my 3rd Purple Heart. I was a young infantry second lieutenant, so I lived through it through no fault of my own, and came back and became a police officer, and discovered that there was some, what I considered at the time, defects in our training, especially small arms training, and so I became a bit of an evangelist and decided that I could do a better job. And I'm not at all sure that's true, but for the rest of my life I went out and did training of police and military people, but also a lot of non-police, doctors and lawyers and Indian chiefs and all kinds of other people who have guns in their lives, and written several books, and sometimes I kind of feel like Thomas Edison. He's the one who said, I have not failed, I just know 10,000 things that won't work. So my good friends like Paul know I never had an original idea in my life, nor am I likely to. But I take great pride in my ability to steal good ideas from all my good friends and colleagues in this business and roll it into a package and present it to my students. And so this has been my life and my mission, I guess, in life, to spread this knowledge and to consolidate and advance this body of knowledge so that it does not perish and make it necessary for our descendants to learn this all over again.
You know, one of the things that you imparted on me so many years ago was when we were talking about concealed carry, is have a gun on your person. And we went out to lunch one time and you specifically asked me if I was carrying, and I was not, and you rebuked me pretty hard. And that's carried over for many, many years since that. And now you can ask ask Linda. I rebuke people as well when they're with me and they're not carrying like they should be. But 6 incidents later that I've been involved in, it's absolutely been, you know, paramount that it's been very much a thing that was grained into my head by you.
Well, that's kind for you to say. I know nothing of this, but I suspect of those 6 incidents, no shots were fired.
On those particular incidents.
And you were able to disengage and separate with no more trauma than hurt feelings. And I consider those successes, and I get far more personal joy when a student comes to me and says, because I learned from you, I was able to disengage and separate, and no one got hurt. That gives me far more joy than the student occasionally who had to go to guns, and of course we consider that a success too. But a lot of what we teach is deselection and avoidance, and that is part of the whole package, along with verbal commands, posturing, lifestyle changes, not just learning how to operate a machine. You've heard me put it this way, but the way I put it sometime is that there's more to making breakfast than just learning how to run a toaster. You know, running a toaster is important, But if all you can do is run a toaster, that doesn't mean you can make breakfast. We consider living a productive and fulfilling life that's, with any luck, long and prosperous, to represent the ultimate success. And in order to do that, I have to stay alive long enough to make that a possibility. And so, as we talk to students, what does this involve? It involves maybe some lifestyle changes. Maybe you have some needlessly risky things you do in your life that you need to look at. Relationships, places you go, things you do. Far be it for me to tell people what to do. My job is to tell you what's going to happen when you do. And then we need to talk to students about this. Of course, this all goes into making breakfast. In the aftermath, when you do go to guns, shots have been fired. How do we interact with the criminal justice system to look after our own best interests? All this is important. You have to know this stuff. When it happens, I won't be there. Your lawyer won't be there. You're going to have to take care of it. And when you step on a mine, it could affect adversely the rest of your life. And there's no one there to help you. You have to know this in advance. And so all this is not nearly as exciting as jumping out of flaming helicopters and gunning down the charging Mongolians. And of course, that's part of it too. But there's a lot that rolls into this package of learning how to make breakfast. And that's what I try to do.
One of the things that's very complimentary about your training is you have a dynamic partner who aids and assists and trains and is a compatible partner with you in your training curriculum. And I wish you'd talk to the audience about Vicki a little bit.
My wife Vicki is my partner, and of course we're my wife for 30 years. And I am very fortunate that I have a stable and loving marriage relationship with someone. You can imagine me single, I'd be a disaster. Of course, I'm probably a disaster half the time anyway, but that has been a great source of emotional stability for me. And I think a stable marriage is literally worth $1 million. And I'm so fortunate that I found someone who put up with me. And so we are partners. Vicki does teaching. In fact, Vicki is pretty well known. And in a conference like this, you know, we're at the Polite Society event. My official title is Vicki's husband. What's his name? And so, yeah, it's been great. And a good, stable marriage relationship is something I would recommend to most everybody.
You know, a lot of people ask me, what do I get out of my end of going to training for over 30-some-odd years, and what's so special about it? And I said, the people I hang around with, they're awesome Americans, they're people that you'd want as family, and they're people that you'd be honored to say and call friends. And you, sir, are one of those people.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, and you are too.
Thank you very much.